Howdy kids, it's me Bob Harris, senior editor of FootballDiehards.com. Time for our Week 7 Saturday injury review, preview, update, overview, the thing we like to do every week to help you set the table heading into Sunday's kickoffs. Kind of make sure you know what's going on and know what your fallback options are for players who are questionable. Of course, things will change from the time I record this, which was at about 2 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday afternoon. So check back, look at the main page of the site. The late breaking update section will have all the latest news. If you want to look for individual players, go to the staff rankings. You'll find links to all the latest articles, and also the rankings will reflect if there's anything that you really need to be on top of as well, right? So read the note in the rankings, click the link, get the latest news. And also check out Casey Joyner's sit-start injury report. Goes a little deeper on the injuries and kind of tells you what's going on with the offensive lines, defenses, etc. that might make the matchups more or less beneficial. I'm just trying to get these players on your radar right now so you can head into Saturday or Sunday with a good understanding of what you need to know, what pivots you may need to make, and what you need to watch for. So we'll start that out by noting, get your Bills, Cowboys, Jaguars, Chargers, Vikings, Steelers all out of your lineup. 6 teams on bye this week. You don't want to play those guys. Bye-mageddon week. 6 teams. That won't happen very often. All right, so the early afternoon window, and I'll do these chronologically so you have an idea of what kind of fallbacks you might need to have available based on the decision times of the questionable players. Antonio Gibson listed as questionable for the football team. We saw last week the injury is the ongoing shin issue. He says it's a stress fracture. He aggravated it a bit last week, says the pain was an issue, but he did make it back to finish the game, but he's only in for 47 snaps. Game script seems to be an issue for him. J.D. McKissick seems to play a lot when the fast-paced offense, so that's one to watch. We'll have that inactive information in the 90 minutes leading up to the early afternoon kickoff. Curtis Samuel and Cam Sims have both been ruled out. Terry McLaurin off the list, so that's good news there. And Ricky Seals-Jones also off the injury report. On the other side of the ball, Green Bay, everyone's good to go, at least on the offensive side of the ball. So clear path to workload for all those guys, and of course should be a favorable matchup. Tyreek Hill, the Kansas City Chiefs are at Tennessee. Tyreek Hill listed as questionable, just like he was last week. Wasn't on the field full time, but is very productive, and he can be again. It's a great matchup. Play him if he's active, but you'll need to watch and check in the 90 minutes leading up to kickoff. Travis Kelce was on the injury report. He avoided injury designation, has a little bit of a neck issue. He'll play through it. Don't worry about it. No game time decision coming there. On the other side of the ball, Julio Jones expected to play. Got back on the practice field, listed as questionable with a hamstring issue. He played like 60+%, 67, almost 70% of the snaps against Buffalo. It was a short turnaround, so maybe the rest this week was normal. Just like Derrick Henry got a day off. Damn right he did. He earned that day off, so he'll be fine as well. Jeremy McNichols, the backup running back, receiving kind of back, listed as questionable with an ankle injury. Chester Rogers, the receiver, has been ruled out. A.J. Brown has been dealing with food poisoning. Got it last Saturday. It was an issue until this week. He really had to take it easy and nurse himself through the game, but had a really productive Monday nighter, so expect him to play fully. The New York Giants are a mess, taking on the Carolina Panthers. Saquon Barkley, Kenny Golladay, and Kadarius Toney, I can spit that out, all ruled out for this game. Ankles for Barkley and Toney, the knee for Golladay. I think, we'll start looking next week at getting some of these guys back, but Toney seems like a real mystery. The questionable guys are the issue here. Sterling Shepard reporting he had a setback with his hamstring. He was limited Thursday and Friday. He is questionable. Evan Ingram turned up late in the week on the injury report with a calf injury. He is questionable. Darius Slayton still coming back, working his way back from the hamstring. This cost him a couple games, questionable. And John Ross, hamstring. He had hamstring issues early in the year. He's got one again. He is questionable. Who does that leave? Not many people, right? I mean, you're going to have Dante Pettis, a handful of outliers here. So hopefully some of these guys will make it onto the field. On the other side of the ball, the rookie receiver Terrace Marshall Jr. has been ruled out with a concussion. And that'll be something to watch for them, who that third receiver is. Brandon Zylstra was placed on injured reserve, so it will not be him. For the Baltimore Ravens going against the Cincinnati Bengals in Baltimore, Latavius Murray and Sammy Watkins are ruled out this week. They will not play. Devontae Freeman is slated to start at tailback, so says Jamison Hensley of ESPN. Le'Veon Bell will be in the mix. Tyson Williams likely to be active this week. We'll see how it plays out, but Freeman is reportedly going to get the first opportunity. In Watkins' absence, Rashad Bateman played really well last week. He'll get an opportunity to do that again this week. New York Jets are at New England. Tevin Coleman, out of the injury report, is questionable on Friday with a hamstring issue. Never good to see a late week addition, but his role has been kind of diminished. Tyler Kroft, the tight end, has been ruled out for the Patriots. Nick Folk listed as questionable. He's been playing through this left knee issue for weeks now, since last month. And Brandon Bolden dealing with a groin injury or a thigh injury that has him questionable as well. His role on offense, is kind of hit or miss. So hopefully nobody relying on him, and you're relying more on Damian Harris, from Andre Stevenson coming on a bit there as well. For the Miami Dolphins, taking on the Atlanta Falcons, Devontae Parker and Preston Williams both listed as questionable. Parker has missed 2 games now with the same hamstring and shoulder injuries. It's more the hamstring. So we'll see if he can get back on the field. Should be a great matchup if he does. And same with Williams, although his role seems to a little bit to be determined and probably depends on the health of some other players. Will Fuller remains out, though, by the way. So Tua Tagovailoa off the injury report this week, had the rib injury to start the week. Also, the trade rumors roll on with Deshaun Watson. Late afternoon window. Chicago Bears at Tampa Bay. Allen Robinson listed as questionable with an ankle injury. He's been playing through that. He likely will continue to do that. Jimmy Graham placed on reserve COVID on Friday. Don't expect to see him. Damian Williams activated from the reserve COVID. If you remember, he missed last week's game, went on the reserve COVID list. He's unvaccinated, had to have 10 days in negative testing. That happened Saturday, today. So he will be available. This is a muddied situation, right? Khalil Herbert played well. First David Montgomery went down and Williams played well. Then Williams misses and Herbert plays well. The reporting out of Chicago is they like what Herbert's doing and that he's rising up the depth chart, but this is a weird matchup. Nobody's running against the Buccaneers. Does Williams' receiving ability make him a better play? It's pretty close to me. So that just kind of muddies the water and makes it hard to play either of those guys. On the other side of the ball, no Antonio Brown, no Rob Gronkowski. O.J. Howard listed as questionable. Tyler Johnson moves up into the rotation with Brown out at wide receiver. Howard, if he plays, will be a viable play. Cameron Brate, if he doesn't play, will be also a viable play, although not a great matchup for the tight ends for the Buccaneers. DeAndre Swift going to Los Angeles with his Detroit Lions. He is listed as questionable. He's been playing through this injury since August without any apparent issues. I think they just limited him in practice to try and preserve him and make sure he's healthy. And then they follow the spirit of the rules and list him as questionable. TJ Hawkinson also back on the practice field Thursday. Been limited, but he's been working through his knee issue as well. Expect him to play again. Sony Michel. Sean McVay says he'll play, but he is listed as questionable. Darrell Henderson's been getting most of the work, and that should not change even if Michel is active and available. The Houston Texans are at Arizona. Arizona, still don't know if they'll have Cliff Kingsbury to be the coach or not. Didn't matter in Cleveland much, did it? So there's that. Zach Ertz will make his Cardinals debut this week after a trade from Philadelphia. On the other side of the ball, Nico Collins and Chris Conley both listed as questionable foot and neck injuries. So we'll see if they play. Not a lot to like there. Davis Mills is going to start again. We're still a week or so away from Tyrod Taylor coming back. So pretty hard to play many of these assets here unless you're in a real serious bind. So we'll be watching that in the 90 minutes leading up to kickoff. I would find some alternatives. Sunday Night Football, Trey Lance has been ruled out. Jimmy Garoppolo will start. Garoppolo is going to start anyway. He's healthy. He's off the injury report, although the calf still limited a little bit early in the week, but they gave him no injury designation to end the week. So we'll see how he fares. Elijah Mitchell back as the running back. George Kittle remains out on IR through week 9. T.Y. Hilton for the Colts has been ruled out. They listed him as questionable initially, ruled him out on Saturday. And it was expected. He didn't practice all week, has a quad injury. Paris Campbell had likely season-ending surgery as well, so that leaves the receiving core a little slim. Zach Pascal will move up in the rotation alongside Michael Pittman, Ashton Dalton, Michael Strawn. All those will all maybe play roles going forward, but hard to play beyond the top 2. Monday Night Football is a mess. The Saints and Seattle. For Seattle, Alex Collins has not practiced this week. Their official injury report is not out, so you'll need to watch for that. But Collins is not practiced as of Friday. Rashad Penny is designated to return, and they're talking like it's a done deal. They probably won't elevate him until Monday, though, so that makes it tricky, right? You're going to have to wait it out and have a viable option if you want to go that way. It's a tough matchup. I'm not sure if I want to press the issue this week. Maybe give it a week to breathe. DK Metcalf, they snuck on the injury report late Friday. He's dealing with a foot injury. He has been dealing with this and playing through it. Doesn't seem like it's been anything that'll sideline him. On the other side of the ball, a lot of guys coming back are designated to return from IR, including Traquan Smith, Will Lutz. Expect them to be back. They're practicing without any issue. Deontay Harris, dealing with a hamstring, has not been practicing. Dwayne Washington also not practicing. Taysom Hill has dealing with a concussion. those are guys to watch. Michael Thomas will not be back this week. He has not practiced, has not been designated to return. The reporting is he's still a couple weeks away. But check the official injury report and look at the, again, the late breaking update section or the staff rankings to find the latest. Check Casey Joyner's injury report /sit start. Check Brad Cruz's sit start. Check all the DFS content out on the site. We've got a ton of it from myself, Jamie Calandro, John Lobb, Justin Lanero. Early in the week, people, I know you're here late in the week, but check early in the week or come back, Monday, Tuesday. We start laying the framework for your free agents and things like that. It's very important these bye weeks and with injuries and attrition to get on top of those things. And also check out Reginald James, Commish HQ. Great stuff from him. Lots of video content. Don't miss that, including our pregame show on Sunday morning with Jamie Calandro and Jason Brady. They go through all the latest DFS lineup info, ownership issues, and make sure you're on point with your DFS lineups. Let's win some money. That's what it's all about. All right, kids. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. Good luck.